Hi everyone, this is Elisa from Anaya's Toy Box Crochet, and I'm here to tell you what I've been up to. Guess what? First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. Thank you so much for coming. I love showing off my mix, and I love that you guys come week after week to watch it. You can find me on social media. I am Anaya's Toy Box on Facebook, on Instagram, on Ravelry, and on Etsy. So guess what I've been up to? That's right. I finished it. I finished my sweater. I made this out of cotton yarn. This is Noro Rishiki. It's a cotton, nylon, and polymer blend. Let me just double check that. It is 77 cotton and 23 polyamide. No nylon, sorry. Anyways, I finished it. This is LRA 100% Egyptian cotton. I love the LRA. Oh, I love it. I used three donuts of the LRA, 3 hanks, well, kind of 3 and a bit. This is the same colorway, it's just a different dye lot. So I did use this, so like 3.5, maybe 3 and a third of the LRA in grape tinting, and the Noro I used 3 whole skeins, and this is what I have. I'm going to stand up and see if you can see me, or no, I'll have to take. That's how the bottom looks like. The bottom is mostly Noro. I have the LRA right here, and yeah, I finished it. I made this in the large size instead of the extra large like I did last time when I did with acrylic. Somehow the large felt better when I was working with this yarn, so I actually ripped out my thing and made it smaller because it felt too big. I don't know why. The second thing is I used a lot more grams of yarn. Like, this is a 4-weight yarn, and I think I pulled it off. I used a different hook for the Noro because it is a 4-weight yarn than the LRA, which is a 3-weight yarn. I used a 5mm and a 5.5mm to get this so it looks seamless. I think because the Noro is a 4-weight yarn, there was less yardage in each of the 100 grams hanks than the LRA, and that's why it needed more yarn than the same sweater that I made in extra large last time. But anyways, I'm liking it. It is a little hot to be wearing it, but I'm going to finish filming wearing this. I'll probably wear it like in September. I'm loving it. I am. I do wish I had more of the LRA, and I wish I could have done the sleeves, say up to like here, and just have this much of the Noro. But you know, it is what it is. I used all the yarn, all the Noro yarn. There's just tiny little scrap which will go into a basket at one point left, and I'm happy with it. I like it a lot. I love the LRA yarn. If you get a chance to get the LRA yarn, get it. It's really nice. Okay, so that's my first FO, because I have more FOs to show this week than I do whips, which is very different than last week when I had no FOs. I put them all into this whip bag, so it's easier for me to get it out. Number 1 FO is my fox. This is from the Dragons and Unicorns crochet book, book 3. So there's 3 versions of that book, or 3 iterations of that book. This is from book 3. This is a kitsune. I forgot what it was, who the designer was, but you know, it's in the book. And I did all 9 of the tails, and let me tell you, oh my goodness, I got so bored of making these tails, because you're making, I know they're different sizes, but it's similar enough, 9 times in a row. Whew. But I finished it. I got it sewed up and everything. I did change just a tiny little bit of the pattern over here. I crocheted the tails together before sewing it on. That's the only thing I did differently than the pattern, is just crocheting these tails. I just worked through both things, and it made it easier for me to have it lay onto the fox and to be able to sew it too. But here he is, my kitsune. It's finished. I don't know if I did, like, I don't know. I like it. I like it really a lot. My daughter wants it. I did want to use one of those safety noses on this, but it was too thin for the back to fit. So this is how it is, and he is done. So that's my second FO. Let's see, can I put you here? Good. My third FO is a test. This is from Craftably Ever After Cassandra. She designed this bear and she showed it off, and she asked if anyone wanted to test it, and I said yes, I want to test it. And she sent me the pattern and a bunch of other people, and I was still working on this, and I knew I had to use the same yarn because I didn't tell you about what I got here. I came by car and I packed a bunch of yarn. I packed it separately, not in my suitcase, and not everything fit in the car, so my yarn had to go. So I wanted to use the same yarn. I mean, I might have been able to find something. I think I had a brown, but I already started, like, I could have used it. I just didn't because I didn't have a color that I liked with it that was an accent color. So I just didn't use it. So I ended up using the same, and I gotta tell you, I'm kind of tired of this yarn. This is the Caron Lava Cake. It's the same yarn. They're exactly the same. Take a look at him. Anyways, I used the Caron Lava Cake here, and this was like the inside part, and that's the outside part, because the lava cake has two, you know, a variegated part and a solid part. I love it. I love the way he turned out. I did change a couple of things in the pattern, which is not because of her. I just wanted a smaller nose, so I used a smaller hook to make this nose, and yeah, and also I used a small hook to make this one because I wanted the sun to be smaller. But here he is, or she is, I don't know. Loved making him, but seriously, I was done with this yarn. I don't want to use this yarn for a bit, maybe a week or so. I'm done with it. But anyways, I finished him. I still have to take pictures. I better do that before I post it. I still have to take pictures and send it to Cassandra and let her know that I changed the hook size for the nose to get a smaller nose. But I'll do it soon. But this is my last and my third FO. I got 3 FOs this week. I know I told myself I'm not going to let myself get bothered by the fact that I had no FOs last week, but I feel relief in having FOs this week. But here it is, and this is not going to stand because there's no, let's see. Will you stay here? Kind of. You could go in there. All right. And so my last project that I'm going to show you is a whip. It is the Scent of a Rose shawl from Bag O' Day. I did show it to you last week, and I have put a little bit of progress on it. Here it is. The color is definitely showing now. It's definitely showing. That stitch marker is where I was last week when I showed it to you. And this is what I got done. Isn't it pretty? Look at that. Oh, I can't wait till the red kicks in. You know, part of me with this yarn wanted to pull from the outside just to have more of the red showing, but I didn't like the idea of having the white on the bottom, so I ended up putting the pulling from the inside, so I have the light colors on top and it fades into a darker shade. But maybe next time I'll make it the other way around, where I start off with the darker colors and have it fade into the lighter shade. Part of me wants it to be the light to dark, but I don't know. Dark to light might look nice. I'm going to show you the texture on this pattern again because, oh my gosh, gorgeous. There it is. And finally got some color coming in. Well, I had some color coming in last week too, but now this is more vibrant, so it looks like this one's more faded. But oh my gosh, look at the texture. Look at that texture. I love it. It is a bit of a yarn eater, I know, because the amount of yarn I've already used on this, with most shawls I would be, you know, have a much bigger shawl. But it is what it is. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm enjoying making it. I'm not working on this too much because I was concentrating on more on finishing this one, which, by the way, I didn't put a stitch marker last time, but I had about this much left to make. You didn't see that. About this much, like about 3 inches left to make on each sleeve, because I worked the sleeve concurrently because I wasn't sure how far I would be able to go with it. So I was pulling from the ends, the 2 ends, the same skein of yarn, but pulling from the outside for one sleeve and pulling from the inside on the other. And I finally got it done, and I added a little bit of the darker LRA here, so this just doesn't come out of nowhere. That's what I did. But anyways, that is what I have been working on this week. I had a lot of fun this week. I did a lot of stuff. I have been busy, and that's not crocheting stuff. And I mean, I let you know while I'm here, I'm probably not going to crochet as much. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to hear more from me, please do subscribe. Bye.